Onya Madrid ni, Mr.
Utuchika mamiana.
The any chick. Na basa Onya Madrid ni. Richard Onya.
There is a case of Madrid for Nimi. What do you mean by
Madrid
for Nimi?
The Madrid ni beni ni. Opa ko stream na will be recognized as a Madrid fan, and nobody recognize you as a Madrid fan.
Opa also pa messages in the coy.
Oh, my call now. The baby I'm a table and
what can message
me? Who message crash?
And then
baby I'm a free band message go watch. Oh, they say who can create now? Back up you be around here. Who message channel?
Okay, yes, that's it. Discussing there now. Real Madrid aside you come back.
But almost say Carlo Ancelotti the greatest manager if he wins the
Champions League now, the greatest.
Oh, but already you can call him the greatest.
Even though Nyanye Krano.
And Unim, an analysis is a very, very interesting part, Michelle. You would have to join me. Me, I show so or car more near the and I say, Ultimate join us, you will enjoy it. So just take your time. Let's see, not do any because the bear with the papa, I can assure you of that. Richard, the Champions League is about stories. And I keep on forgetting the best script writer in American film history. But not even him. You know, bet much our stories that you who Champions League in him. No. It usually what Champions League new year. Not you most of these stories that come. I can say, hey, who writes these stories? But some of these stories, and your football go on a bit in the amount. So Usha Obi. Now I say on pebble. I know what per clips be to say no na jodi no. Now they are training. Say when you see it coming? The world's one of the best goalkeepers will be a same man one ya.
Na ba ko bon bo.
Man one ya start ball did. Yes, goalkeepers omo yini kura no experience more. That is the simplest job of a goalkeeper. And you say save will be now spelling you. Ball no any shot bia. He just had to have a good technique to grab the ball. Or you na bonanim na spell it then. Jose Lua, our Madrid last season the team call relegation. Madrid got found by because Madrid ain't out and out striker. 2 years ago, or call Paris, share Madrid in the Champions League final. You na free bench Abba said 2 goals to take Madrid to do. So all these things you can only explain and analyze to a certain level.
To be on football, no?
Now they are
whetting appetite.
How do you explain this?
Okay.
Where they explain it's our story, where they chose Joselu Namne baby or your Madrid, you don't explain. And that's what the Champions League gives you.
And then in summary,
yeah.
The Thomas Tuchel can in the first leg, you know.
Yeah.
It's like CBM.
Oh yes.
You don't see Real Madrid coming.
You don't see them coming.
They pounce.
They
pounce on you, no matter.
You just do not see them coming. Now, Bibi. One thing is that, Andrea, it has assured us Benya Real Madrid versus Bayern. You both game, you know, 2-1, and the Madrid they go through. It means to say this is the resume of Carlo Ancelotti in the Champions League. Champions League ni munkwan. Carlo ako finals nkwan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The most for any manager in the history of the competition. The most for any manager. Mind you, Carlo winning Champions League as a player with AC Milan and has won it also as a manager.
OJ twice.
Yes. And was as a manager. And in that all around, no, semi-finals, finals, winner, 6 times as a manager. Unprecedented from Carlo, Papa and friend Carlo Ancelotti. And that's the quality. Regular Madrid conversation say, "Wait, me and Mobo and on Chego." No. Yes, Sani Mane can be the conversation here. But Madrid played some of their best football and via data and tactics may explaining that to you. Rich, Thomas Tuchel, on the other hand, and it means that on your Bayern manager the other season already near him did that. And it also means that since the 2011-2012 season, Thomas Tuchel, for the very first time, at the Bayern are trophyless in a competition. Now, this is where we start the analysis proper. You both game you know. VAR data. After analysis, Madrid SA 2, of course, you hear. Bayern SA 1. In terms terms of XG, quality of chance you create, according to Opta analysis, it was 2.92 for Madrid and 0.38 for Bayern. It means that this can even be 3 for Bayern. Now, Bayern chances, it don't even 1. It means that Alphonso Davies goal no share, does it even amount to be a goal out of 10 times? No, and not even 1% on Chesa. And I'll tell you why in the analysis. Data Ekache said it shouldn't have scored. 19 shots for Real Madrid, 8 for team my friend Bayern Munich, almost twice that of Bayern. 7 shots of target for Madrid, 5 for team my friend Bayern Munich. Madrid about 57% possession, and a team my friend FC Bayern Munich about 43% possession, and it was clear from the blast of the whistle. Yekoku game, you know. You're a little bit confused how the two teams were going to line up, because now Bayern or injuries kakra. For Madrid, they also had some issues because now Militao Eric was not going to play. Those were some of the first issues. But Carlo Ancelotti went with almost the same lineup against team friend Manchester City away at Etihad. Rudiger, any Abrante friend in Nacho, Andre Lunin in post, played Dani Carvajal and Fela Mendy. Then in field about Toni Kroos, Orient Tchouameni, then Federico Valverde. Up top, had Jude Bellingham at the apex of the diamond, then had a bunch of friends, Rodrigo Goes and Vinicius Jr. leading the lines for them. And it's yes, starting Bonipe. I saw a few things. As a man, the dominating player. There was not a single time you could tell in the first 10 minutes. You could see that Tuchel and in the Bayern follow almost the Bayern Madrid force. No, Madrid dominated play from the blast of the whistle. And why did that happen? It's what genuine tactical board, no sir. This is the 3rd minute. Immediately the game started by the 3rd minute. Thomas Tuchel and Emrantiano did something that tactically prompted me to say, something is going on and I need to look at it. First of all, Bayern 2 attackers, almost in the 4-4-2 mid block. And me catch them in the pre-match analysis, they say Bayern will play in a 4-2-2-2, a variation of the 4-4-2 formation. Without the ball, it becomes a 4-4-2. Up top, Harry Kane and a better friend Jamal Musiala. And Omar Martin said they will be passing in their press. No press. They allow Madrid for centre back to have the ball. Now, Rich, baby, I didn't more interesting. He said immediately they do that and decide not to press. Look at the key difference maker for Madrid in about 2 or 3 seasons. She will be a Toni Kroos. As a midfielder, Tony and Fifi, Wababa the defense line of Nacho and Rudiger and a clear tactical ball. Now, as an extra defender, we're showing them. Say, allow one of the best controllers of the game, Toni Kroos. Say, presseno. You will not press the backliner. This is what Toni Kroos does. It's a game from the beginning. Once Bayern were not pressing, once they allowed Real Madrid to have the ball from the back, it was Toni Kroos that dictated the pace of the game from the back. As a tempo controller, or controlling gave me tempo and then did everything that they wanted to do. Again, share the position of Pavlovic and a branch friend Conrad Lima as the 2 DMs of team friend FC Bayern Munich. Clear plan was not to press Toni Kroos, not to follow Toni Kroos into the defensive yard. And then let's allow them to have the ball from this area. Now Toni Kroos nya ball now. No one paying it short pass. No one paying it long pass diagonal. No one paying it diagonal left. No one paying it diagonal right, and you control the game. Now your ball game ni we pay and I squawk the picture we were to one of Toni Kroos. And then I said no, let me go and look at the numbers. In the first half alone, most chances created 2 Toni Kroos. Most passes completed 73 out of 76 Toni Kroos. Most long passes completed 17 out of 18 Toni Kroos. Most forward passes completed 18 out of 21 Toni Kroos. Most passes into the final third completed 14 out of 16 Toni Kroos. Most switches of play 7 out of 7 Toni Kroos. 96% pass accuracy, 94% pass accuracy, 92% ball retention rate. It was a clinic in the first half for Toni Kroos.
Incredible player.
See, immediately Thomas Tuchel said, "I'm pressing no. Toni Kroos, claim it that say you have given me the space, the time
too much
to dictate the game. I don't direct on no opinion left, no opinion right, no opinion shot, no retaining ball. And see, Bayern were all over the place. We just could not deal with Madrid because the best controller of the ball in the middle of the park in Toni Kroos was doing the job. Now, near Adrian Koko see say every time you Toni Kroos ebenya ball, baby Toni Kroos agent usually on the left hand side. No, what Madrid will do was that they will overload those zones into Bayern for the air ball in the 4-4-2 mid block. Immediately they force Bayern to go back. They overload that left hand side. So you will see Vinicius Jr. You will see Fela Mendy. You will see Jude Bellingham will drop into that zone, and then Abrante fellow Rodrigo goes. Now, they have tilted the pitch onto that side. Then they create an isolation for one Dani Carvajal, any Abrante friend Federico Valverde. Into almost in the first half. Let them be Dani Carvajal, any Abrante Nazwari. Every time back and forth until say Ginabri player Omodi Abrante friend Alfonso Davis Ebemo. Rich, your ball first half ni we no. And that Thomas Tuchel who said no. Sir, Alfonso Davis changed them here no boa make kakra. And even for Thomas Tuchel, even for Ancelotti, also realize they say baby and Carvajal force making man for making by for making mistakes no. Thomas Tuchel SC sa to clone down. It is second half. Then he switched Vinicius Jr. and says, okay, now, overload side Robium. Overload the right hand side. Then we will bring Vinicius Jr. rather to the left and isolate him 1v1 with Joshua Kimmich. See, I don't know Joshua Kimmich Kofia.
Just
now, Vinicius actually Joshua. And Joshua Kimmich is a good player. He's an excellent player. And excellent game management, tactical switch from Carlo Ancelotti. And I'm saying this because a lot of people will tell you it was just a Madrid character. No, it wasn't just the Madrid character. Madrid in that game and trust me, I won't talk about the offside decision. I won't talk about Neuer mistake, because in the game state, Madrid were better. And South switch.
No, but Kofi, I don't say there's a camera.
No, but because the audio send and in the second half, then Vinicius Jr. was brilliant. 1v1, direct, pace. And I think that media measurable me say, Vinicius the go beba. Vinicius the go beba. And I was a little bit shocked. Say who said Vinicius a share goal and as we're creating any goal piano. But in the second half, that was the switch from Papa Alfredo Carlo Ancelotti to move Vinicius Jr. to that side and isolate Joshua Kimmich into Shaya. There after seeing Madrid yes it was around the same time. And Bayern for Mugono. But how did it happen? Not Bayern for Madrid for Eddie Carvajal the Vinicius Jr. But into go now Madrid Bayern look at Carvajal in central areas for the counter attack. All throughout the game, the best chances of Bayern were from the counter attacks. But Adiana, Hurricane Ambo pass ni, Ebiwana, Leroy Sani, miscontrol ball. Then Madrid will come back into shot. After the game, Thomas Tuchel said our transitional play wasn't good enough. The only and the best transitional play from Bayern came from this goal, Munyae, and it was the strength of Madrid, but also the weakness of Madrid at the same time. Carvajal or Fiifi, then Jamal Musler edging ball I say, giving the ball to Abrantia, your friend Harry Kane, to find the pace of Alfonso Davis. May ball never do this side, I'm saying, that's the goal.
Okay.
Because the brilliance of the job, and Nintia opt for one squad for catcher say this chance, any chance, they say Rudiger an excellent job in analyzing of the goal. Rudiger has shown Alfonso Davis into the weak foot. Alfonso Davis the weak foot or the ball born. When him say Alfonso Davis strong foot, in the outside. It's my show the one on then he will go and cross. By the time about crossing, my players will come back and will clear the line. Alfonso say, no, wait for me. Cuts in onto his weaker foot and then slots the ball in there for a beautiful goal. Then the ball now buying a share one goal. Then Carlo Ancelotti in-game management in changing of players and also the quality. Whilst I made a lot of applause to Carlo, no. Say the kind of quality Carlo want to bench, and you mean that Thomas Tuchel.
For the sake of time, yes, to the second goal of the Hesolu, then the second goal now the Madrid, echo a final. Was it offside and then offside?
It wasn't an offside.
And your side.
No.
Reason here then. But some more video na.
Power lady Gabi
Mama video na. Yeah. Say, I didn't tell referee saying outside.
So there were two phases of the game.
Okay.
Two phases of Sir Bono. There were no way, Pauli. First one. First was Rudiger offside. First ball, yes, say Rudiger is offside. But in the video, you could tell them Mazwari don't play Rudiger on. Now the next one they say was Abrantia. So this is the second one. The first one, Rudiger versus Mazwari. Before the Rudiger entered one, was he offside or not? No, he wasn't offside because the training level Mazwari that was the cheat. Now this is it. You say Rudiger. So the last player on that sort of before was Bayern player on that sort of. Yes, they have a sign up point. I
think that is Kim Min-jae.
It was Kim Min-jae. So Kim is playing Rudiger on. Now this is the second base man in the higher moment. Look at Roselu and then Rudiger. Next time, baby, that guy man explanation. No, part the first picture before this one. Baby, that guy see man explanation. Immediately he goes to Rudiger and Roselu made the last man and goalkeeper pen and that. They begin to ask the question, say. A ball, and then now becomes the point of view. So meaning the ball is with Rudiger, you look at the point of view as the ball. Ball in the honum, Roselu, way not ahead of the ball, or ball in Chikra into any offside. So all the two phases, it was a goal. But baby a Bayern for
goal, no, not
baby a Bayern for problem. They say this one was tight in game. And nothing I got here in game. Even me, I didn't see in game. A lot of people will not see it in game. And uti linesman named Peja the flag. And old man born the course after that he went to check VAR. There was a semi-automated offside rule. Uko Bayern Diana.
Obi me so draw will he almost have a be background way be I don't know. Okay, yen so.
So Uko Bayern side now. Bayern side all of them. The players were onside. But because the linesman at that point in time, you see, it's a sad face of play in Ria. You don't raise your flag, and for me, that's my worry.
Okay.
Flag was at point in time.
So, maybe in a nutshell, no.
Yeah.
None can your flag no pejani. It was a correct goal.
Oh yeah, we can't tell say off and I say off. In case I check it VAR.
But you the young fan say check it VAR now.
Yeah.
Oh, the win off.
Oh yes, a lot of the images are being say onside. But and I make us say it is no, Richardo. Me education here.
Okay.
The problem is not say off and I say on. Nipa ni bibia na between when you honum. And until that you allow the face to go on. Or then the flag they call up no. Simon Machignac on the whistle. So about the whistle we are. You can't tell him some kosheva. It's a nice man and a confusing referee and Simon Machignac and both of them were culpable. And until as a Thomas Tuchel in the post-match press conference and the both. And the assistant no part Thomas Tuchel and in the place so the late Ekai say assistant never no chance. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. The lines and the flag should never have gone up. And Obiaka say Bayern Robbie Oma. Well, sentimentally you can make those assertions, but maybe throughout the game, Madrid were the best teams, and this is one of the few games in the Champions League that Madrid have dominated and won. They deserve it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yemfenso na yentoje medine so emfamam Foodtech Limited. Yamon partner fi Ayalan so emra. Foodtech dem so me producer for Snappy. Na Snappy your number 8 achomwa. Yedi coconut your chocolate one or banana chips, cheese, spicy seafood and corn cones you know. Emu bia kama at the pa very very delicious. A bonus so that from tino.